Hello and welcome on back to another Toronto video. In this one, we're looking at the TMNT, the Archie Adventures, issue number 22. And this one, this one felt so weird because Master Splinter is a main character in this issue. And that is not necessarily a bad thing, but the way that he goes around with trying to help everyone, with him being like, yes, you know, like there's always a visible plan, we gotta do the right thing, but maybe it's not the right thing, let me meditate about all of it. And then it reverts to just them saying weird names to each other between like Shredder and Splinter, and even mispronouncing Hamata Yoshi to Hamata Yoshi. I have no idea what went wrong, but it's somewhat hilarious, so I guess we've got to give him some credit for that. So, yeah, okay, so for the first few pages, which was something which I did find to be quite annoying, especially like if you have seen my opinions on the mutination stuff where they just recap everything, and in this one, they recap what's happened in like the past few issues, and even stuff happened in the last issue itself. And this takes up, what, like 4 or 5 pages of the story, where they just go on to say that, oh yeah, Donatello, he was kidnapped by Shredder, and the climate activist guy, and Raph and Gecko, they're off in space. Oh no, so now it's just left to Splinter, April, Leo, and Mikey to stop them all. And, just like, do we really need to have a big, like, explanation for that? Because people who've been reading the series would have known about this, but, oh well. But yeah, either way, so we do get to see the Turtles and Splinter and April. They're there in Channel 6 and looking through things to try and figure out like what went down and if we can find any clues. Because for some reason Splinter is under the illusion that because Shredder was there, he definitely put like some clues down as to where he's been hiding out and all that kind of stuff. And that's when they decide, oh yeah, the Footbots are the clue. So we decided to go to Chinatown where we saw the Bigfoot soldier from a few issues ago, and thinking, oh yeah, that's the clue. And when they go inside the building, they find a matchbox which has a name on it, and they're thinking, oh yes, this is definitely a trap. We can't go through it because it's trapped and all that kind of stuff. And that's when they decide to go home to prepare for the battle. And that's when we do get to see for the next bit, where we do get to see Shredder. He opens up the file with Donnie and the climate activist guy, and like the climate guy, he just flies away. But Donatello, he decides to fight Shredder, and then Shredder like hits him in the throat, and he kicks him, and that's him, and that's it. He's done. So yeah. So after that, we do get to see Splinter, April, Leo, Mikey. They go to the building, and there's 3 doors. And Leo, Mikey, and April, they decide to go through the doors to try and find like the way to Donatello. And it turns out that this whole place is a maze because for some reason Shredder built it, but it's made out of like paper because it was just come for it. So it's a really stupid and weird maze, but I don't really understand what the point was for this. But Splinter, he stays behind because he thinks that there's another path to get to Donatello, because these 3 paths are not very obvious, and you know, like they're the diversion to the real path. So somehow Splinter somehow manages to walk up a wall and trying to get to Donatello, but then Splinter, Shredder's there. He jumps down and these 2 start fighting, and then this is where things get weird because, like I said before at the beginning of the video, they start like calling people each other names and trying to like also like say like different names as well, because Shredder goes, yes, Hamata Yoshi. Like, I don't understand how why the writers were saying his name wrong. And then Shredder also goes on to say, yes, Ratman. Like, it felt so weird and out of place considering that this is Shredder, and also not to mention, he does feel like a different character as well, with him being more of a menace and more of a threat. And compared to like his last few appearances in the comic, where it felt more like the Samuel Adventure, not like the Samuel Adventure comics, but like the 1987 version of Shredder. And to like seeing it here, it does feel weird where he doesn't feel the exact same, but I think that's kind of cool. But it does feel like it's not really a joint, you know. God, what I'm trying to say, it doesn't really feel like it's in continuity with the other version of Shredder, and it feels like a different like Shredder. But like seeing some of the stuff here where it's just calling him like a rat man, and it does have aspects of that, but it's just so weird. And like, so after that, while they're fighting, we do get to see a mysterious green character. He shows up in a red hood, or not red hood, it's more of a cloak, and he starts beating up Shredder. And Shredder, after a few battles with this guy, it just leaves because he's losing. And then that's when they reveal who this guy is, and it is Raph. And to make it even worse, it was the fact that like Raph was talking, and April goes up and be like, "Oh my god, who are you? Thank you for saving us." And then he reveals, and like, "Oh my god, like, do they not recognize Raph's voice, or what?" I'm very confused as to why it's like that, but yeah. So I would say, like, overall for this issue, it's like not the best. By far, it's like it's far from the best. But I'd say that it's also not one of the worst comics they have done so far. But it just seems like so weird with this issue, because there are like aspects of this one which I do quite enjoy, with like Shredder being more of like a menace and actual threat and all that kind of stuff. But but it doesn't feel like he's the same version of the character for the Archie comics. And then Splinter in this issue, which I do like the inclusion of Splinter in this issue, because he was quite fun, because I don't get to see Splinter all too much. So to see him here, it's really great and really fun to see. And also him like being like quite important to the story, and being so involved with taking down Shredder, and also helping the Turtles out. It was quite fun to see all that kind of stuff play out. But I just say, like, seeing him like being here, be like, "Oh yes, you know, like everything. There's always a clue to everything. Maybe there's a trap. Well, you know, maybe there's another path to everything." It just feels like even weird for Splinter's character. I know that he is like the kind of character that would do this kind of stuff, but it just feels so weird that like every scene that he's in is like, "Ah yes, maybe there's another path. Oh yes, maybe there's a clue somewhere." It just doesn't really feel like his character. It just feels more like a detective kind of thing, and he does feel more like the main character in this issue than any other stories. And I know it just seems so weird, because you got the Turtles, but they just push to the back line, all that kind of stuff. It's just so weird if I went around the story. I just felt like there was so many other ways you could have gone around this. Maybe not have Splinter as included in the story as much as like some of the other characters, or something along those kind of lines. Or just maybe not go like every 5 seconds be like, "Ah yes, there's another path, you gotta choose it because it's a trap," or something along those kind of lines. But yeah, and then Raph, I mean, like seeing him in this issue, it was quite nice to see him come back. I don't know where Modo Gecko is, because I would have thought that like both of those would have returned at the same time. Clearly not. But yeah, I'd just say that overall for this one, it could have been a lot better. Just maybe tone down Splinter being a detective. Oh boy. But yeah, that's going for today, guys. If you please share, subscribe, and all that stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.